Hello, how are you, Mr. Kakuin? How are you doing? How is being a human treating you? Well, today it is time to continue this lovely game. You good? Just got that from doing a clause. Ooh, nice. Are you helping your cousin with homework? Ooh, what homework? Oh my god. Really? Work call right now? I'm sorry. I've got to take this. Holy shit. Hey, fucking work calls. My favorite. Okay, so last time we looked at this. And there's 2 more options here. I know that one of them for sure is not pulling the trigger. I don't know what the other one is, but based on the global flow, both of these actually have futures locked behind them. So we might have to play them sooner or later. But not now. Because I want to see different things. We've played... so... This is the beginning. The beginning fragment, which for some reason hasn't been marked as completed. And this one is the execution vote fragment, respectively. And that exists for all teams. We've done 2 fragments here that haven't been the ones that we have done for all teams. We have done I think 1 fragment here that we haven't done for all teams. And we have also likewise done 1 fragment here that we haven't done for all teams. So I'm going to do a C team or a Q team fragment next. And I think it's going to be just this one, because it looks interesting.
The infirmary.
Damn, this is loud.
We were unconscious.
Huh? It opened.
So that means...
We weren't locked in?
But why are we here then?
1810.
Greetings, C-Team. How are you feeling?
0.
Before we begin, I shall tell you an old story. 17 years ago, a woman was killed. One day, about a month later, a male suspect was located and arrested for her death. He claimed innocence, but the jury found him guilty. The verdict could not be overturned, and thus the man was executed. In her grief, the man's wife took her own life. 2 young children were left behind.
She left 2 children?
We moved several years later. New DNA analysis results proved that the man's claims were true. He was falsely convicted. The true culprit remains at large, their identity still unknown. Life is simply unfair, don't you think?
More
Yes.
of these pointless stories.
Calamity can occur without warning. Say, perhaps one day you woke up and found yourself injected with poison. That's not too odd to happen to someone. Just as it has to you.
What?
What?
If you do nothing, the 6 of you will fall asleep, only to never regain consciousness again.
6.
Fuck you, asshole.
The antidote is in that room. Find it. Good luck.
We'd been poisoned?
I don't feel different, but I doubt he was lying to us just then.
Yeah, I doubt that too.
Better get to finding this antidote. I didn't make it to today just to end like this. I need to do what I'm here to do. I can't die.
You're right. Let's all get through this together. We'll find
Yes.
a way to stay alive.
What is this? Canister has something inside. It's a luminol spray. Luminol reacts to the hemoglobin in blood. It's used to investigate crime scenes. Maybe we can use it here. Okay. Diagnostic display. Hospitals put radiographs, x-rays. Yeah. Normal shelf, nothing. Consultation desk. Chair? Humidifier. That must be Wrath. Yeah. Woman holding a candle. Silk screen. This thing makes me feel uneasy for some reason. No reaction. Okay. No reaction on the humidifier. Hand looks pretty dead. The button does nothing. Okay. She wants to play teacher. Oh no. Anything behind this poster? Nope, not even a hole. What is this? Some kind of barcode reader. Ah. A power box. I think so too, but it's tighter than a pickle jar. Let's leave it alone, we might get shocked if we're not careful. Stethoscope. Is to play around with one of these on your kids. Yep, stethoscope got. Level code. It's the male fantasy, right? I'm not putting that thing on unless I need to. Ah, so fast. Ruining a guy's dream. Junpei, please. It's locked. There's a lot of combination locks to be just hanging around here. Maybe... Yeah, figures. Yes, I knew it. Something's written on the locker with blood. 528. And it's unlocked. Nothing inside though. 413. Locker. Hey, cube puzzle. $693. 693. Open. Nice. Very good. 139. Let's go. What a puzzle. 275. Just open all of them just in case. You never know. There's something in here. A card. Picture of a syringe pointing at a candle. Must be some kind of hinder placed inside the locked locker. Ha. Fish can. It was really well made. It's unlocked. We can Head into the lounge anytime we want. We better find the antidote first. The blood trade is kind of sussy. A syringe. Time to take your medicine, Junpei. If only you'd been wearing a lab coat while saying that. Oh no. Junpei's doing the horny help. What is that? Can I, like... No, I don't want to combine it. I want to examine it. One of those. Take it apart, put it together over and over. The stressful, disgusting, traumatic... What? These can cause lasting traumatic harm to children? Okay, so this needs to go in there, I guess. And it has the peg here. Then I probably want this to go here. You're trapped? Oh no! What happened? How did you get trapped? And this here... Like that, maybe. Yes. Alright, puzzle's done. Something's coming out of it. That was annoying. The sugar picked me up. That's something antidoted. We can look for candy in the lunch after, okay? Key card. What if I put the key card in here? Yes, it fits. Use the CT scanner now. Carlos. Hey look, the result showed up on the display with the desk. You're trapped in toddler roleplays? No! Okay, Junpei time. Junpei! And Akane. Scan Akane. Scan results are up. Okay. Then barcode scanner. Beep. Ah. Excuse me? Barcode reader, yeah. Stethoscope. What if I use the stethoscope on this? Candle. Oh no, of course. Syringe candle. Inject the candle, so... What are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, drawers. Totally empty. Important. So why can't I even open it if there's nothing in it? Door's locked. See keyhole. Don't see keyhole anywhere. How do we unlock this then? Do you need to, like, read them in order? Like this, maybe? Yep, that worked. Check it out, light and it turned green. Nice. Boop. Bottle of ink and lug wrench. Bottle of ink. Combine with syringe. Yes. And lug wrench. A toddler roleplay. The most dreadful of roleplay. Ink. I'll put the ink in now, so let's see what it does. Whoa! Ink spreading across the bottom half of the picture. So the car was hinting at injecting the candle. These two shapes on the sides are strange. I wonder what they could be. Sinister stain. That is weird. Whoa. Max seems to have a bolt inside. Maybe we can get it off the bench. Yes. Strange, kind of indistinct. It almost looks like something. Like a candle. Yeah. Inject more. Inject more! Okay. One more, and... What the fuck? Okay. Oh, huh. Something came out. Something came out indeed. Something inside the glass. Could that be the antidote? Don't think that's it. Yep. We can use the stethoscope to crack it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. It's unlocked! Woo! Nice! Contain an antidote. A, B, C, all the way to 8. 8 cases. Each has a button with a small container. What are these? I found it!
Congratulations, C-Team. It appears you've successfully found the antidote. The poison must be circulating through and making you feel heavy right now. But do not worry. Your lives shall be spared if you drink 100 cc of the antidote within the case.
The case? This case?
It should be obvious that there are 8 containers labeled A through H.
That is obvious indeed.
Liquid are within each of these containers. Only one container holds the antidote. The other 7 are dummies. By pressing the red button in the center, the lock to that container will disengage. Only one may be opened, however.
So if we're wrong, we'll...
Still, I am not so cruel. I shall give you a hint. Sitting beneath each button is a sample of the liquid stored within. It is only 1 cc, but it is enough to provide a clue to its validity. The antidote has a peculiar characteristic. 3 minutes after you lick it, the tip of your tongue will become numb. You have 5 minutes remaining. If my calculations are correct, the poison will have spread completely through you by then, and your life is forfeit. Which case will you open then? The choice is yours.
What do we do? What the hell do we do? Maybe we should go left to right and lick each one. I'll take A. Carlos, grab B. Akane, you take C.
No, we can't rely on that method to work.
Why?
It takes 3 minutes before we know anything either way. That would be all right if we picked the correct one, but if we didn't...
We're all dead.
So, what do we...
Junpei, just calm down.
There has
There's
to
a
be
better
some way.
First, Carlos. You need to lick E, F, G, and H. Next, Junpei. You lick samples C, D, G, and H. As for me, I'll take samples B, D, F, and H.
What about A?
We don't need to test that one.
Why?
We don't have time. Just do as I say.
All right. Let's trust Akane.
Yes, this is perfect. This way... Okay. I want to... Can I please, like...
There it is!
You too? My tongue's gone numb too.
I don't feel anything.
So
Yeah.
Junpei was the only one who didn't... Then, I think...
Akane!
Hey, what's wrong?
Shit! Our resistances, they must be different. It looks like the poison got to her.
Okay, so... Here's the thing. Right? She made... Okay, let me explain this. Why this works. She licked BDFH, Carlos licked EFGH, and Junpei licked CDGH. They didn't need to do A, because if none of their tongues got numb, it has to be container A. But we know that Junpei's tongue didn't go numb. That means it cannot be C, D, G, or H. We also know that both Akane's and Carlos's tongue went numb. So it has to be the container that both of them licked that hasn't been excluded before. Which means it's container F.
Faster.
So what should we do now? What was that method Akane came up with?
We'll have to make the decision ourselves.
The answer. What's the answer? I licked samples E, F, G, and H. Junpei had C, D, G, and H. Akane licked B, D, F, and H. And then, only Junpei didn't feel anything. In that case, the container where the antidote is.
Decision time. It's F.
Why are there 6?
Zero said that we need 100 cc's of the antidote. Doesn't that mean that each of those are 50 cc's?
No, I'm pretty sure these are 100 cc.
So, there are 3 left over. Whatever. We got it right. Didn't we, Carlos?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Junpei?
Hang on, Akane.
Take it already.
Hurry, get her the medicine.
Yeah, I know.
We need to take it too.
Right.
Okay, down the hatch.
No, that's
Junpei.
Huh? She's distracted, she must hide. Run!
I'm really sorry.
Run,
I just
Kakyoin!
suddenly fainted and...
No, it's okay. Your plan still saved us. Thanks.
Huh. Still, 6 vials of antidote is kind of strange. Why so many? What are the other 3 for?
Now announcing the current casualties. Q-Team, Q, Mira, Eric. These 3 are now deceased. As a result, 3 X-Passes will be revealed. I, kill, fool. That is all.
Q-Team is...
How could they? Even Q. He couldn't even see or hear when... to just mercilessly kill someone like that!
So, I guess that means only us and D-Team are still alive.
Oh, wait a minute. I think D-Team might be in danger right now. Carlos! Junpei! Grab the antidote and get to the lounge!
Hey, what are you...
No time to explain! Hurry!
Yep. We've seen the other end of this timeline.
These are an antidote. Please drink them, Akane.
When Zero spoke to us, I realized something. C-Team weren't the only ones to be administered the poison.
He said 6.
The 6 of you will fall asleep, only to never regain consciousness again.
You're right. He did say 6 back then.
Yes, and now Q-Team is...
So the other 3 are...
Everyone on D-Team. I just hope these actually get to them.
Will he even reach them in time?
The only thing we can do now is pray.
What? That he'll be in time? Or...
Or...
That he doesn't make it and there'll be 6 people dead. That's what you meant, right?
Junpei!
I'm kidding.
Ugh, God, you sound like my mom.
Not a good joke, Junpei.
You don't really look all right, Carlos. Maybe the poison's not completely gone yet.
No, that's not it.
You're worried about the D-Team then?
Junpei, this might sound messed up to you, but I saw something earlier, like a vision.
A vision?
Junpei, your head, it was in the pantry. Just your head.
What the hell are you smoking, Carlos? I'm fine. See? Look, all limbs attached and accounted for.
Maybe it was
Yep.
like a prophecy or something.
I highly doubt you're seeing into the future.
I agree. I don't think you're predicting what will happen. It's not the future you saw, but a different past.
What do you mean?
You
Yep.
know, don't you, Junpei? Morphogenetic field theory. A special field exists in a dimension we can't see that acts as a medium for information. This may be what's happening. I think Carlos accessed that field and saw another history.
What?
Remember what you said during the vote? You can tell down which path death waits and which is safe.
Yeah, but that's just my gut feeling.
Are you sure?
Where are you going with this?
You're a firefighter, right? There must have been countless times when you found yourself facing danger. Better to go right or left? Go upstairs or turn back? Maybe every time you made a decision, you were observing the other histories. Which room held someone needing your help? Which door blocked an inferno? You knew because you saw it happen already.
Morphogenetic field theory. Why do you know all this, Akane?
Because I have the same ability as you.
And so
Junpei
does
can do it
Junpei.
too. He saved me once. It's thanks to his power that I'm even here at all.
That was a long time ago. I haven't been able to use it since. Even now,
Greetings. How does it feel to revive from the brink of hell?
0.
Now it is time for you to sleep. When next you wake, know you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes. Pleasant dreams.
But yeah, by the way, I'm so glad that I moved out before all of my relatives got children. Because I'm not a fan. Okay, so the other path is just dying. Alright then. Yeah, it's literally here, and you just die and it ends. Okay. I don't really like children too much. So I'm glad I never got to the position where I need to babysit them. Because I'm not a fan. Roleplay over Grandma saved me. Thank you, Grandma Kakuin. Are a menace? Spider-Man! Oh no, all children are Spider-Man? How the fuck did I just select below that? How did I select a point in the graph that doesn't exist? Sus. Okay, so that's the final end over here. Because they get out. This is a fun time, but we can't get there yet because it's locked. We've seen this path unfold, which by the way is interesting. This cannot exist if C-Team dies here, which is this path. So there's nothing here. If C-Team dies... Oh, that's how I do that. If I scroll down, the thing doesn't want to like be scrolled off, and I can use it to select areas of the path in the graph that don't exist. Amazing. Boop. Awesome. But yeah, I'm surprised we haven't found this one yet. Like, we have not found the left path. Also, other thing that's curious. So far, C-Team has only been up here. Anyway, I want more Q team. So let's see when this is. Still shocked about yesterday's stream? What a roller coaster? Yes. Radical 6. Excuse me.
Huh? Why?
Nope. It won't even budge.
Yesterday's stream was a stream. What is it?
Formaldehyde solution with
A pig.
It's okay, Mira. I'm right here with you.
We're in the biolab, right?
So there's a bunch of biological research here.
Jeez, this place is really creepy. Why is something like this in a bomb shelter?
Maybe the builders thought to be prepared for some kind of pandemic.
Pandemic?
An infectious disease that hits on a global scale. It's like a sudden deadly virus outbreak.
Maybe this place is an isolated location for researching
I mean, they didn't-
all kinds of viruses like that.
Oh,
They didn't know that would happen when they made this game in like 2018, but playing this in 2022, believe me, I know what a pandemic is. And also, seeing how this game is set in 2028, everyone would know what a pandemic is. Like, literally just having been through one, not 5 years earlier. Everyone in this game would know the word pandemic. I'm pretty sure if it was just made a few years later. But they didn't.
okay.
Or maybe Zero put it here in order to do something to us.
Like what?
Like maybe taking the ingredients and cooking all of us a nice meal.
Ugh.
But isn't it too early for dinner?
It's been 4.5 hours since we fell asleep in the lounge.
4.5 hours. They knocked us out for quite a while.
No, not necessarily. We could have woken up a bunch of times during all that, but if Zero erased our memories?
Of course, we wouldn't remember.
Indeed.
No.
What's this?
Slash the pig's
Slash
stomach.
the pig's stomach.
Whoa! For real? Would that mean that we...
Probably.
Why? Why do we have to do something like that?
I have no idea, but it's not like we really have a choice, do we?
There's no way to leave. We're just gonna have to do what he said.
I'm really wary about these new characters, you know? Like, we have one new character with the old characters too. But they both seem nice. Like, this is definitely the team that has the most sassy going on. With Mira being a psychopath and all. And I'm not saying this in the, oh, you're such a psycho. No, Mira is actually a psychopath. Who cuts people open to understand emotions. Let's move an inch. Lots of stuff. Nope. 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 Okay, none of these are distinct interaction points. None of this. Maybe we're supposed to slash this pig. It'll be a lot easier. Yeah. Up. Oop. Let's take the orb. Researcher's note. Careful examination of the green and pink liquids reveals two different cell structures. Separating the liquids results in different colors. One thing is clear, after inspecting the separated liquids under the microscope, the cell structure is unique for each color. Microscope? Without a lens, apparently. Whoop! A centrifuge. I love how the characters don't know what this is, but I do. 4 buttons for a different color. This might be... Simon Says! Starts a menace to Grandpa's phone to the balcony and taking videos of people. Everything while dangling the phone outside the balcony perimeter. Like how high up is it? What? Okay, that won't help me. That's the exit. Specimen. That machine. Microwave? What? Why? That disappeared the what? Orange, blue, white. First floor, but a very tall floor, so yeah, telephone would have exploded completely. Depends on the model, really. Depends on the model. There's very fall-resistant phones. If it's an iPhone, though, tough luck. Liquid. Analyzer. Pig. Won't open, okay. These are all smashed to pieces. Okay. I'm missing a specimen here. Samsung, but with an already damaged screen. Oh no! I don't know if you know this, but that also means it's no longer water resistant. It's basically as good as open right now, and everything can get in. Dust, water. The suit's just fucked at this point. Okay, orange, blue, white. Interesting. Didn't it say something about the liquids changing color when you put them in the microwave? White microwave? No, in the centrifuge. What the fuck? How do I get microwave? Microscope without a lens is pretty useless. I haven't even found a knife yet. How am I supposed to slash something? Oh, a knife. Speaking of the knife. Bunch of things inside. Let's take all of them. File on Frantic BioR Biolab. Frantic BioR. Incubation period for this virus is extremely short. Mortality rate is 100%. Symptoms include blood erupting from the body, then death. Microscope lens, that is. Power cord? Kinetic bio R. We can use this now. Yay! Okay. Okay. Too fuzzy to see. Huh. Yep, power cord, let's go. Power cord. And done, yay! Looks like it's on standby mode. Something thin and long. Knife? It does fit, unless it's on. Oops, okay. Yeah, Zero's gonna kill us. Liquid analyzer. So I need orange, blue, and white liquids. Nope, not breaking easily at all. That is to be expected, though. Clean bench. This thing. Can I put the liquid in it? Nope, apparently not. I need to find the other specimen for this. But there is not here. That's like vaguely green stuff. That is true. Like, I don't know what this does for me. Remove. Okay. It's a centrifuge, you idiot. It's locked. I'll admit I'm a bit stuck right now. What it does want me to do. Liquid, liquid. Okay. Three colors. I saw the obvious hint, yes and no. Orange, blue, white. But I don't have those. I don't have 3 different dishes. Nope, that's the memo. I want file. It's this one. Yeah, separating the liquids results in different colors. One specimen is missing. Pig. Ha. What do you want from me, game? Hmm. Is this orange? And then I think blue, white. I cannot deal with this. Ah! I have the hint. I don't have the thing to use the hint. I wish I could do anything with that stupid centrifuge. But I cannot. Where the fuck? Oh! There it is. Stupid fucking centrifuge manual. Alright. Great. I can finally use it. Cleanly separated. Yay. Yellow. Beaker. Wee. Red. White. Perfect. Now I want orange, so I need to mix red and yellow, probably. Yellow. Can I put this under the microscope? I can. It's red. Red is groups of 3. Okay, let's separate them again. Because I want to analyze the yellow first. Yellow. Back in the mucin. Groups of 5. So memo. This calls for memo. We have yellow 3, red 5. No, wait. It's the other way around. It's yellow 5. red. Yellow 5, red 3, and blue 2, and white is 1. Let's test this real quick. Yep. Nope. Memo. White is 1. Red is... Was red 5? Oh, red was 3. I'm stupid. Yeah. What is... Oh. These are the other images now. Okay, let's actually make orange. Orange. What if I put orange in the microscope? Nope. No orange for my microscope, apparently. But I do have the other hand. Orange, blue, white. I assume it is this way. Maybe it's in order of just putting it in. So it would be orange, blue, white. Baby! Specimen cylinder, human fetus. Yep. What's wrong? Why are you turning your head away like this? I don't know why. I don't know why you would, Mira. Honestly, who knows? Specimen. Boop. Yep, the positions are wrong. Symbols. So, memo. We also have green, which is probably 4. So we have the order of bug. Baby. Orb. Oh no, these are mixed. Hold up. If these are mixed, then green would be yellow blue, and pink would be red white. So it would be shark, and then the other one. So it would be, according to my notes, bug, orb, I don't fucking know. Bug, baby, orb, shark, and the other one. So I think if I... Oh, ha. Apparently not. But this will help. Because I will probably be able to enter this now. Yep, 1 white, 2 blue, 3 red, 5 yellow. So 1, 3, 5. Yes! That is the solution. Woo! Transparent specimen. Ah. It's that type of puzzle again. Where you need to... I'm blocking 2 if I put this here. So it has to go here. I could put that here. Put this in here. Put this there. Oh, that's a tough one. This has to go here, I think. So this would go there, rather. This one here, that one there, and then... fish. Yes. Exactly. Capsules. What do we need these for? Capsules. These are numbers. Hold up. These are numbers. So this is the hint for that. Haha. Green is 1. So the mammal is 1. 5 is that thing. Yeah, the bug is 4. Human is 3. Fish is 2. So human is 3. Nope, I need to swap those, I think. Yes, I need to swap those. Human is 3. Fish is 2. Yes! There we go! Perfect! Ah, no, see, that's how it goes. I'm glad to hear. That's nothing. I know too, of course. Noticed right before. Hey, don't ignore me. Ignore him. Fingerprint authentication device. Ah. Ah, what is this? The thing is on now. Stuck again, huh? Oh no, this thing over. Nope. Oh boy. The pig! Okay. Formaldehyde pig. Pig in here. Nope. Can I still use the butt of the knife's blade? Nope. Pig. No knife, yes. Machine is a drawer. Maybe something's in it. True. What is in here? A scalpel. Let's see. Trying it out, give me the scalpel. So clean. Does your family own a farm, Mira? Something like that. Now let's see what's inside this thing. Mmm. Tasty.
An unfortunate creature.
Zero.
17 years ago, a woman died. Her chest carved open with a sharp object. Just like that pig there. What difference? That woman was alive. Her heart was still beating as the organ was cruelly carved out of her. A male suspect was quickly caught. He must have planned to escape via taxi, as he called one before his capture. The police arrested him before he was able to utilize the waiting vehicle to flee the scene. Instead, a genius surgeon climbed inside. He was heading to the hospital, a seriously ill patient awaiting his arrival for life-saving treatment. However, the taxi got into an accident before reaching its destination. It collided with a large truck. The resulting wreck was horrendous. Sadly, as a result of this accident, the driver and surgeon died, as well as the young boy waiting for surgery. Life is truly unfair, don't you think?
What is the point of him telling us this story?
It's just some kind of act, right? Probably doesn't mean anything.
I'm not sure.
Now then, let's begin our game, shall we? The rules are as follows. The pig's stomach you cut open contained 3 syringes. Each of them is filled with a specific virus called Radical 6.
Radical 6?
This virus is special. It awakens a desire to kill oneself, among other things. Once infected, symptoms appear as early as 10 minutes, or take up to 2 hours. And the host soon finds the urge to commit suicide irresistible. The mortality rate is 75%. Transmitted through liquids, it's highly contagious. Oh yes, I believe you located a set of documents during your search of this room. A set of files on FBR, the Fanatic Bio-R virus. The mortality rate of this virus is 100%. Infection results in blood erupting from your body, then death. An antagonistic relationship exists between Radical 6 and FBR. If you were to be infected by Radical 6, it would be cancelled out with the addition of FBR, and you are unaffected. Conversely, injecting Radical 6 into you after becoming infected with FBR will cause them to destroy each other and leave no adverse effects on you.
So a single virus is toxic, but using the other as a vaccination provides an antidote.
Now, here's an important piece of information for you. What you'd call a clairvoyant, one who knows the future.
What is he talking about?
If I had foreseen that you would all choose to inject Radical 6 at this moment, I would have made sure to coat FBR on the fingerprint authentication device for you. Meaning, you'd already be infected with the Fanatic Bio-R virus.
That device over there?
Oh, I do remember feeling something when I touched it. Like a prick.
So we were all stabbed by a poison needle?
On the other hand, if I saw that you were not going to inject yourselves with Radical 6,
Wait, what? What are you saying?
I'll say it once more. If all of you plan to inject yourselves with Radical 6, you already have FBR. If you are not going to inject yourselves, then you are not infected right now. Which means, in either case, you being saved is a foregone conclusion. There's no reason for you to worry about the situation. What will you do now? Inject yourselves with Radical 6, or refrain? It would be best to consider carefully. I will say that your decision is already known to me.
So wait, do we even need to choose?
Huh?
If what Zero told us is the truth, then the outcome will be the same. If we inject ourselves with this Radical 6, we're already infected with FBR. So they destroy each other and we're fine. And if we don't do it, that just means we weren't infected with FBR in the first place.
But what if it's a lie?
Huh?
He's saying, what if he's lying about being psychic? Well, if you think about it, the likelihood that he's lying is incredibly high.
So then, what do we do? What the hell do we do?
Decision time. Inject it.
Let's do it.
Why?
Care to share your reason?
After everything, the issue isn't if Zero can see the future or if he's lying. It's just like Eric said. If Zero does have that power, then it's the same either way. That means all we need to do is think about what happens if he doesn't. Our fate can go 4 different ways if that's the situation. If we are infected with FBR and we inject...
Fragment flowchart, please. Because I think there's only 2. Yep.
Inject ourselves with Radical 6 or not. If we aren't infected with FBR and we inject ourselves with Radical 6 or not. The important thing we need to remember, though, is the mortality rates. Zero said the casualty rate is 75% for the Radical 6 virus. And we saw in the files that death is 100% confirmed for Fnatic Bio-R. So we can use that to determine. It's clear which option is best, right?
I see. The probability that we're infected with FBR is 2 to 1, which means if we inject Radical 6, our survival rate is half of 125, 62.5%.
And if we don't inject it, then our chance is sitting at 50%.
Any objections? Then we know what to do. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
That makes sense. Statistically, injecting it has the higher survival chance if the other is unknown. Oh, the music. I love this track. It's so good.
So are we good? Did we do the right thing?
The lab door opened afterwards, so we must have.
Do you feel any different?
No, not really.
So, I guess?
Hey, Eric. I've thought this before, but, well, your laugh is kind of strange.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess this is, well, sort of a bad habit I've had since I was a kid.
What do you mean?
Issues at home, I guess.
Was your family difficult?
That's just it. We were completely normal. A kind mom, a clumsy dad, and an annoying little brother.
Oh, dear. What's wrong?
I'm not sure. They've just been crying.
Hey, you two. Mind telling Mommy why you're crying?
Chris broke my toy!
No! It was your fault, Aaron!
Chris, Eric, listen to me, okay? When painful or sad things happen, people get angry or cry because of them. But even at those times, I want you to never forget to smile.
Smile?
Yes, smile. No matter how painful things get, as long as you can face it with a smile, happiness will come to you. Smile.
Smile.
Strange power.
Really?
Yes, really. And that's not all. A smile can make everyone all around you happy too.
You too, Mommy? You'll be happy too?
Of course.
Happy.
So why don't you two stop fighting
Ooh.
and show Mommy your smiles?
Okay.
Yeah!
You sure are something else. Hey, what about me? Can Daddy get some smiles too?
Oh dear, it looks like Daddy's lonely, you two.
Oh no.
I'll give him a whole lot of smiles.
Okay.
Get over here for a hug. Oh, you've gotten big.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, okay. Come at me. I'm ready.
Yay! Mom always told us to never forget to smile. She'd never hurt a bug. Not even if a line of ants crossed her path. She was that kind and gentle.
Ah.
She was incredible. And when we lost her, that's when Dad changed.
No.
Shut the hell up! Who said you could fucking cry?
Oi.
Oh, Jesus, Eric.
That's not good.
Can't you even look after your shitty little brother?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Please forgive me.
God. Fucking kids. Hey, go find someone to get me beer.
I don't like this.
Don't cry.
It's not
Don't get
good.
mad. You better always smile, was what Dad liked to say. But unlike Mom, he was never not angry with us. Eventually, I figured out how to smile, regardless of what was going on. Just smiling day in and day out. No fun. Not happy. I'd be made fun of, or yelled at. And no matter the pain, no matter how bad it was, I never raised my voice. I just kept smiling. I didn't stop, even after Dad fell ill and died. So I guess the two smiles, one taught by my mom and one forced by my dad, got kinda mixed up, and the result is what I pasted on my face.
Eric, she's...
I've never talked to anyone about all of this before, but... Mira, will you still love me? Even with me being like this?
How dumb can you get?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even have to ask, did I?
Eric, thanks for sharing that.
It wasn't like I did it for you or anything. It just sort of came out, that's all.
Yeah, still, thanks.
To tell the truth, I just didn't want to end up like my father. So I forced my mouth to keep smiling through everything. But it's no use. The worst part of me still came to the front after we got trapped here. I pushed all of that on you, too.
Don't worry about it. I'm alright.
Okay.
So, you never mentioned you had a younger brother.
Yeah. About your age, more or less.
What? We're the same age? Oh, maybe we could be friends. Would it be okay if I met him after we get out?
Well... anyway, sorry I turned the mood dark.
You turn the mood. Oh, your jokes always crack me up, Eric.
Huh?
I mean, to think that was dark. You really have a sense for these things. Don't worry, listening to it was a lot of fun.
Wait a minute. What makes you think that was all a joke?
Uh-huh.
It was such a sad story. He just told us he's been holding in this painful past the whole time. How is that a joke?
Oh, I just didn't think to make a mistake like that.
A mistake?
I'm so sorry. I've always been clumsy. It's at times like these that I don't even know how to look, you know?
Clumsy?
Hey, Eric. Can you tell me?
Mira.
Wow! Is there a timeline where she doesn't kill him?
What? No. Mira? Why did you...
No, don't kill the kid!
What's wrong with you, Mira? Stop! Stop this!
Yeah, you better stop. The fuck?
No!
Okay. What? What? So was it Mira who came over and just killed all of them? I'm confused. Huh? Good stand to save. What? What happened? Okay, there's 2 more timelines here that I can explore. Right now. At least. 3 more here. 3 more here. So let's knock out one of the other 2 teams first. We haven't been with D team in a hot minute. So... what about this one? That looks nice and short. Short and seed. Sweet. First come, first saved. Okay.
budge.
Does that mean it's locked?
Yeah, seems that way.
So that means we're trapped, huh?
Where are we?
The decontamination room. That's how it's labeled on the map.
There are showers in here?
You need to wash all contaminants off after you return from outside. Well, in the case of nuclear war, of course.
Which means there are 2 exits heading to the surface. Here, and the X door in the lounge.
You're right. It looks like there's a hall to an elevator outside. I don't see how they're connected on the map, but it must be there.
Okay, then let's escape through that door.
How exactly do you propose that...
Looks like it's been welded shut.
Maybe it'll open if we push that yellow button over there.
Did you not just hear that it's welded shut?
Then what exactly is it for? Should we try pushing it?
It's
Push
clearly
it.
suspect. Better not.
All right.
The sassy button.
1809.
The sassy
The
button.
anesthetic was injected
Oh, no.
after the vote. Around...
1330.
So we've been asleep for almost 4.5 hours.
Maybe not. Maybe not asleep.
That might not be true.
Yeah.
Right. Zero did say.
Once 90 minutes are up, an injector in your bracelet will activate. An anesthetic and an agent to erase your memories will be administered.
That means we could have woken up and fallen asleep several times since then.
Yeah, at least
I
2.
just don't remember any of it.
I wonder what the results of the voting are.
It's highly unlikely that C-Team was able to survive.
Why?
You even have to ask? Diana voted against the plan on the note and chose C-Team.
Whoa, wait, hold up. What are you saying? I thought Diana voted for Q-Team. Isn't that right?
I'm sorry. I don't really remember.
What? How is that possible? How could you forget?
How could you remember?
At 1330, he told us we wouldn't be injected with the amnesia meds.
Right, I remember it exactly. Diana had chosen to vote for Q-Team.
No! I know for sure that she definitely voted for C-Team.
Nonsense, you must be out of it.
You're the one out of it, you senile old fart.
Rod?
No. Wait. Don't tell me. Jumped?
Maybe. Maybe you did jump. The good music again. Let's go.
Sigma was going on about back in DCOM? Well, it's all true.
Oh, when he was saying mankind would be destroyed? What did he mean exactly? Do you mind explaining?
Even if I did, I don't think you'd believe me. It's highly likely you won't even understand. You see, the things Sigma and I have been through are, complicated and mysterious.
Does that mean your consciousness came from the future? 2074?
Yes, but that's not exactly right. Sigma and I both originated from the current world of 2028. Our consciousnesses were sparked by a
Hello, it's going well.
into jumping forward to
Welcome to the stream.
2074. We returned to April 2029, where we lived 45 years normally through time.
Is going
In
good.
January 2074, our two consciousnesses
How are you?
alluded to the past again, and essentially ended up at this point in time, Christmas of 2028. See, you don't understand, do you?
It doesn't have to make sense. You only need to believe us.
About what happens in the future?
Correct.
I have to know then. Why was mankind destroyed?
It's
Yeah,
not
right.
exactly destroyed.
We're working on a project.
It isn't as if there aren't
Sounds
any
interesting. What
survivors.
kind of project?
But a large number are.
Yes, the dead number 6 billion. it's all because of Radical 6. A horrific virus that affects the human brain. It spread quickly worldwide, and humanity began heading to extinction.
The location the virus originated at was the experimental facility, DECOM. That was what we were told, anyway. Some of the information appears to be incorrect, though.
How so?
This is just a guess, but I think Radical 6 wasn't leaked from DECOM. I've got a feeling it came from this shelter instead.
Regardless, back then we believed it all started at DECOM. So we
Some Twitch
infiltrated the
assets.
facility
Oh,
as subject
nice.
to prevent the release of the virus. With Akane's help.
Akane?
She's the leader of a secret group called Crash Keys that wants to save the world. Using the organization's assets, we hacked the admin server and altered the original subject list and data.
I see. I mean, it all seems so fake. I could hardly keep up with all of it.
We're not lying.
It's true.
All right then. I'd like to go back for a second. Fi, you said you jumped earlier,
Neat.
right?
Yeah.
Does that mean...
I hope they like it.
A little late, perhaps, but I will now announce the voting results. All three groups have voted for different teams. Therefore, none have been executed. The current death count, 0.
I'm so glad.
I can't say this is
Okay.
situation for any of us involved. It appears that none of you fully grasp the essence of this game. Think back on the rules you were told. You will remain in the shelter for eternity until 6 people are killed. I will give you one last chance. A single action from you may result in your escape from the depths. What must you do? It's simple. I shall show you. The other 2 teams are listening to a message just like this one.
Are
The
they?
Ward's decontamination room.
That can't be.
The construction of all of them are the same. A yellow button exists on the wall in each. Pressing it activates the showers in the other wards, and they will rain down a solution of hydrogen fluoride.
What? Hydrofluoric acid?
It's not only acidic
Acid!
enough to
Holy
melt
shit.
the body, but it even dissolves glass and iron. Explaining what would happen if you were under it seems unnecessary. That button on the wall is your way to freedom. Using it will kill the other teams, and you will obtain the needed X passes to escape. I have one final thing to tell you. The early bird gets the worm. After the first team pushes it, the button will become inactive for both of the other teams. Your time limit is 3 minutes. What will you do? Will you press it or refuse? It is ultimately all up to you to decide.
Wait, don't!
I'm doing it to protect you too.
What?
It's not to escape. Of course I don't want to kill the other teams. But if we don't act, we're the ones who die.
It's not for certain. No one pushes it before 3 minutes are up.
But if we wait, all 3 teams will be killed. The acid will melt even our bones, and all that's left will wash down the drain. Is that...
Okay, so I'm up to this game, obviously. Zero Time Dilemma. Third part of its series. I've played the other 2 before. Live on stream too. And yeah. So the concept of this game is you follow 3 teams, one of each at a time, through this lovely story flowchart here. And you don't exactly know when you are in the timeline. We are currently not here. I think we are probably in one of these things over here. But I don't know for certain. It doesn't show me until I've made enough progress to fill out the, it's called fragment flowchart over here. This thing. Before I do that, it won't show me where exactly I am. So, it's a type of game that has multiple endings, yes. But it's also unique in that the flowchart is not just a, it's not just a medium for the player. It's actually part of the game's narrative. At least 6 of the 9 player characters, 9 story characters, are espers that have the ability to see alternate histories and alternate futures and that kind of stuff. And the ones we are with right now, this guy, Sigma, and the girl with the white hair, Phi, have the ability to transfer their consciousness to to themselves in other timelines. So the objective of this is to prevent a calamitous event that will kill 6 billion people. And that's why we're here. This is kind of the culmination of the story of the other 2 games. And it's really cool. But it also makes my head hurt slightly. Because, again, I don't know when I am in the flowchart. Also, the developers have a habit for not showing you the full flowchart. So, any of these bubbles, any of these points that seem to be ends of their respective branch could actually be hiding more stuff behind them. So I have no idea if this is all. The other 2 games had definitely more. The second game adds like about this length, like from here all the way down to one of its sections. And that's not even the true ending. The true ending isn't even connected to the graph. So, yeah. There's no telling what the game will do. It's an enigma. So yeah, it's weird.
To hug and cry together in the train? By then we wouldn't even be able to see or hold them.
Wait, Sigma! Please calm down!
How could I possibly do that? Someone on another team could be pushing the button right now as we speak.
Just listen,
yes.
please! Zero did
Absolutely.
Say that we had 3 minutes. But he never said what would happen once the time limit ended.
She's right. 3 minutes is just a space of time. There's still a chance nothing will happen after the deadline is over. It must mean that we're being tested to see how much we all trust.
Please believe so.
But yeah, it's really fun. As for myself, I'm Faye. I actually did debut yesterday, so with this lovely being able to finally move around instead of being a talking head. I'm still a talking head, but at least I can move. But yeah, I'm a feathered serpent from a different place, not from Earth, and yeah, I kinda ended up here on accident, and now I play video games. I hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, I'm my body just kind of ends here right now. It's a bit awkward. I'm gonna fix that soon.
Trust the other teams.
Not just dragon. There's a bit of like feathered serpent in here. It's yeah. I don't want to press the button. I feel like pressing the button just ends this early. But yeah. I do have 3 eyes. You are seeing this correct. It's like it moves, you know?
Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
See? I told you, didn't I? None of the others pushed the button. So that's proof that the other teams can be trusted to cooperate.
It seems there may be a misunderstanding, so I shall clear it up for you. I never said the showers would activate as soon as the button was pressed. Which means you've yet to learn whether the...
So this current iteration was a collaboration between basically my first viewer that I didn't know before and myself. The art assets for it were actually gifted to me as fan art. And I talked to them and I worked on rigging it up. So the rigging is all my doing, and the art assets for it were given to me for free by a fan, which is very generous, and I'm very thankful for it. Because I have no like ability to draw anything in my life. I wish I did, but I don't have time to practice as much as I would like to. I also want to focus on 3D art. It's super nice. It's super nice. So again, it's currently it's only a bust shot, but that's good enough because most of the time you can't see more anyway. But yeah, I rigged it all up and set up the face capture and everything. And yeah. Again, my focus is on 3D modeling, though I haven't gotten good enough for organic shapes yet. But I will probably down the line make a full 3D model of it. I do want a full body model down the line. Woo! Thank you for the follow. But I'll have to see, like, how exactly to go about that. Like, right now I have the added difficulty of unfortunately not being able to commission anything. Because currently my job doesn't allow for that kind of expense. So I haven't even like looked into how expensive model commissions are because I couldn't afford them anyway. I'm expecting like upwards of $150 for like a well-made full body model, which I definitely cannot afford. I'm not gonna beat around the bush in that regard. I don't have the money for it. So yeah. But yeah, that's about it. If you just... I don't know, like, what level you're at. I I don't have any frame of reference. If you're doing this professionally as an artist, I don't want to like I don't want to keep you like stringing you on. I think it's horrible when people do that. But if you do it as a hobby and you just want some target to practice your drawing ability on, I don't mind if you just want to draw me. That's fine.
What?
And when?
Then the anesthetic will...
I get it now.
Don't tell me we'll be asleep when...
HMU? I'm sorry, I'm horrible with, like, acronyms. Mission work, okay. So I'll definitely have a look, but I can't promise anything right now. Hit me up, I see. So I'll give you a permit so you can post your stuff within the next 60 seconds, and my boss will not clap you. At my bot. So if you wanna tell me if you have the link ready. And then I can hit it, and you can like drop your Twitter or whatever. Pick on the mods, yeah. Again, that's my bot. It's automatic. It's not actually a human person. Again, tell me in chat when you have your fine. Like I was expecting or like assuming you had some sort of like commission list. But if you do want like I don't know. I was just assuming you had like sort of portfolio somewhere that I could have a look at. So yeah, if you want to link anything specifically, I'll have to tell the bot to not delete you from existence when you post links in here. But if you just want to, and again, like no strings attached, just post a work sample somewhere. I can give you my Discord link. That's my community Discord. Please don't like spam it. But if you just want a place where you can contact me easily, that would be it. But yeah, I can't promise anything though. Like I need to first get like a good look at everything, see if the style would work for what I have in mind. And yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, so for emotes, I actually already have a few. You can see them here. They were done by a very close friend of mine, who I will continue to commission for emotes, so I'm settled there. But yeah, sub badges might actually be something that I might be interested in. Because I don't want to take her time too much. She's got her own like her own stream design to worry about. So yeah, sub badges might actually be something that that we could get in touch over if you want to. I just don't have a concrete idea there yet. Like what I want them to be, specifically. I have up to 1 year right now. I've only been an affiliate for a year, so they haven't given me too many of those yet. I would like to hold on. I don't like that it's completely quiet right now because you can hear the street noises from my window. I'm gonna just load up some scene, so we do have a bit of music here. First come, first save. Yes, yes.
This is called the decontamination room?
There we go. A bit of music. But yeah, let me check that real quick. Where is it? Affiliate, right? Subscriber badges. That is a total of 7 of them. You can't hear the future? Hey, my filters work then. But still, I think it's awkward if there's like no music in the background. So, I checked, it's 7 slots, counting the default one as one of them. So 1 plus 6 right now. I won't have the next one until mid-August, so no need to worry about that anytime soon. Sure, go ahead. I'll get back to you about that after stream though. Like, because I'd like to. I only stream for about 4 hours, so 2 more. So I'll get back to you once I'm done streaming, or if I'm on break. So,
I think you're supposed to clean off after returning from the surface. Well, that was for when there was a nuclear war and the world was contaminated.
That explains the showerheads.
Just as I thought. This won't open either.
The map shows an elevator hall beyond this door. If we came down the elevator normally, we'd be able to run into this room immediately, but...
What about that? It's connected to the lounge.
I checked it earlier.
Nah, it's fine.
Locked up tight.
Honestly, you're the first person to come to me, like looking to get that kind of stuff, like to get into content over this kind of stuff that I didn't mind. I've gotten more like aggressive approaches that really threw me off. Like, whenever I look at my Twitter DMs and someone goes, "Hi, I am an artist. I can do work for you." I'm like, why? Is this, like, does it work? I have no idea. I can't imagine this works very well. Just upfront being like, give me money for work. And, like, no introduction.
Do you think Zero trapped us in here to make us play the decision game?
It's pretty obvious at this point. 1810.
I think it was about 13:30 when we finished voting and the drug put us to sleep.
So that means we were napping like toddlers for 4.5 hours.
It just
Junpei,
appear
something I've
like,
been wanting to ask you.
give me money, and then I'm like, I'm poor, and I never hear from them again. It's like, wow, great.
During the vote earlier, you told Carlos.
Come on, Carlos, vote for Q Team.
I should really set up a business email for that kind of stuff, though.
How could you be so horrible? You used to... You'd never have said that a year ago.
Oh, like you're one to talk.
What? What happened to you, Junpei? What happened while I was gone?
I'd like to know more
it's
about you too.
it's horrible.
What's that, Carlos? Does that mean you're interested in me?
No. My focus is my little sister. Got no time for a love life.
Heh, so our hero of justice has a sister complex.
Junpei? Carlos really is worried about you.
Well, it's more I want to know about you both. Weren't you friends as kids? And last year you were trapped just like this and escaped together. So why?
Why the animosity, you mean? That's exactly why.
Junpei.
I've seen people die. Horrible, cruel deaths I never wanted to see. So many. I'm probably becoming numb. After what happened last year, I quit school and joined a detective firm.
Oh man. What made you want to do that?
It was all because of Akane there. She up and disappeared, so I went to a firm to try and find her. It's small, but known to work among the underground. I've snuck into places running human organ trafficking like they're trading cookies. Saw a coworker I'd just finished eating with pushed off a rooftop the other day. Never had a by-the-books case where I just had to prove he cheated. Every job that passed my hands was dirty and dangerous. That's when I realized humans aren't as beautiful as I thought. I'd only been skimming the surface all this time. So every day, after work, I'd drink myself to sleep. I slept in my bathtub with the shower running. It was the only way I was able to get the scent of blood off me. But last month, finally, I got intel through our network that Akane was joining this experiment.
So that's why you came to DECOM.
Yeah, I threatened those in charge and forced my way in. So, Akane, how's Santa?
Alright, I will. Thank you.
Brother.
I heard about Ace. He's stuck in jail if he hasn't escaped yet. Lotus is doing alright. She's working and raising her kids still.
Who told you this?
That detective guy, Seven. I worked with him once. We destroyed Free the Soul's headquarters.
Destroyed?
Hey, what's Free the Soul?
But, like, yeah, there's a lot of bad actors out there who are just trying to get a quick buck off of small streamers. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, first of all, it's really hard competing as an independent artist. Especially if you specialize in things that people usually only need once every few years. But it's not okay to go out and just solicit. Like, plainly solicit people for jobs. Because that will probably get you on the ignore list rather than at least considered for the job. Because most of the time, smaller streamers don't have a lot of money to throw at their stuff. Because most of us have started out doing this as a hobby and just like kind of happened to become affiliate somehow. So yeah, that's not the way to do it.
Religious cult. They're a freaky terrorist organization who never stop trying to create their new world.
They abducted my brother and I 10 years ago.
And the game we played last year was related to that big kidnapping case.
My brother and I were trying to track Free the Soul's movements, but you were too, Junpei?
I came across some info on them while I was working. Seven was the one still on their trail. But I kind of think we went too far by destroying their headquarters. I'm pretty sure we pissed off their boss. I think his name was Brother.
So wait, you're saying this Zero the Second has something to do with him?
You know anything about it, Akane?
I already told you, I'm not connected to this. I don't know why this person is calling themselves Zero.
Why don't you enlighten us as to why you joined DCOM, Akane?
Junpei.
Someone using that name has thrown us into a similar game. No way you can ask me to believe they're unrelated.
Stop it, Junpei. From what I can tell, Akane's the victim.
I'm here to change the future.
Huh?
Free the Soul is currently attempting to implement a terrifying plan. I infiltrated the experiment to stop that.
So you knew that this game would happen?
I don't know. I didn't know any specifics about all of this.
But you just said it's to change the future.
A very distant future.
So you access the morphogenetic field and...
Hold up. What are you talking about?
A little late, perhaps, but I will now announce the voting results.
Why'd he have to interrupt now?
All three groups have voted for different teams. Therefore, none have been executed. The current death count, 0. I can't say this is an ideal situation for any of us involved. It appears that none of you fully grasp the essence of this game. Think back on the rules you were told. You will remain in the shelter for eternity until 6 people are killed. I will give you one last chance. A single action from you may result in your escape from the depths. What must you do? It's simple. I shall show you. The other 2 teams are listening to a message just like this one. In their ward's decontamination room.
What?
The construction of all of them are the same. A yellow button exists on the wall in each.
Oh, that thing.
Pressing it activates the showers in the other wards, and they will rain down a solution of hydrogen fluoride.
Hydrogen fluoride?
It's not only acidic enough to melt a body, but it even dissolves glass and iron. Explaining
Okay.
what would happen if you were under it seems unnecessary.
I hope you enjoy your food.
That button on the wall is your way to freedom. Using it will kill the other teams, and you will obtain the needed X passes to escape. I have one final thing to tell you. The early bird gets the worm. After the first team pushes it, the button will become inactive for
Thank you.
the other teams. Your time limit is 3 minutes. What will you do? Will you press it or refuse? It is ultimately all up to you to
Isn't it obvious?
Junpei!
Wait! Let's think about this. Get out of my way, Akane. We need to push the button before the other teams do.
What are you saying, Junpei? Are you really planning to sacrifice everyone else so you can escape?
It's to survive. It's kill or be killed. So we need to make sure to kill them first.
Junpei, 1 year, and you've changed so much. Ah!
Junpei! Damn you! Do you want to die? You're okay with never seeing your sister again?
Welcome back, Kakui.
No way in hell I'm dying! I did not go through everything just to die today! Ugh!
No, don't, Carlos! If none of the teams push it, then it has to be like when we voted.
While you're wishing on a star, we'll end up killed.
Junpei!
Push it, Carlos!
So, we are currently somewhere on the left here. And this is the timeline where nobody died in the execution vote thing. So we are playing another death game where there's a button, and if we press it, the other two teams die. And I'm currently creating the future where nobody presses it.
It's been 3 minutes.
Does that mean none of the teams?
It has to mean no one pushed it.
Oh, that was the longest 180 seconds ever.
You're telling me. I'm nearly drowning in my own sweat. Like I practically had that acid bath already.
It seems there may be a misunderstanding, so I shall clear it up for you. I never said the showers would activate as soon as the button was pressed. Which means you've yet to learn whether the button has been activated by someone or not.
What?
No! Then when will we?
Less than a minute left before we're knocked out. That means...
So you're saying we won't even know until we're already melted into goo?
Now, it is time for you to sleep. When next you wake, know that you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes. Pleasant dreams.
Okay. Oh, we've also found another alternate history, where Mira kills everyone again. That's kind of what she does. Okay. Now I want to play this in the last remaining timeline and not push the button again. So we can see that outcome where nobody presses it.
Let us out! Let us out of here!
How long are you planning on doing that? Bang all you want, it won't open.
Damn it.
Just take a second, calm down. We need cool heads.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what that button does?
Well, no, but maybe the door opens with it. I really wasn't going to push it though.
Kids are a pain.
But he could have a very good point. We haven't heard anything from Zero. Just sitting around here is useless. Maybe just one tiny push?
Hey, Mira!
Just kidding. I'm not that reckless.
Don't scare me like that.
But we really don't know much at all. We may be at the point of crazy decisions. The only thing we know for sure is what time it is.
1808.
It must have been around 13:30 when we fell asleep in the lounge. So,
4.5 hours?
Wow, you calculated that fast. And at your age, even.
Was it good?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Seems you still have that problem with numbers, Eric. I recall you having trouble calculating change when we first met.
Hey, come on now.
Is that how you two met? I wanna hear, I wanna hear!
Yeah? My face has got to be all red. I still remember every detail. The fateful encounter was on a Monday. The sky that morning in Nebraska was full of thick clouds, though the gloom cleared in an instant, like a miracle. I always mustered up my best smile for customers, even the boring regulars I was tired of seeing. I still offered the most delicious ice cream to them. I was getting sick of it, though. Oh, now, don't think it was my work I was unsatisfied with. I really truly love ice cream. But as the days passed, everything felt hollow, as if there was a hole in my heart. I'd thought it was just another normal day. I wasn't expecting the moment it changed. I couldn't believe my eyes. I didn't think such a beautiful sight existed in this world. My God, the feelings that hit me. I'd never felt anything like that before. That was when I realized this had to be a miracle. Mira entered my life. She was an angel that looked like a customer.
Shouldn't it be the other way?
The details aren't important. You look like you don't understand. Well, I don't blame you. I didn't get it either. Mira was just such a vivacious vision of beauty. I was just a lowly ice cream shop employee. Next to that, there was no way I would be a good match. But then Mira...
Cut it out. Me, an angel? You gotta be kidding.
But it's true. You really are an angel to me, Mira.
Angel of Death, maybe.
It's like you're a completely different person now, Eric.
Huh?
Well, earlier you were being... Your face was pretty scary.
Did I frighten you that much?
Yeah.
Oh. Gosh. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You were probably just rattled about what's happened to us. I could tell you were a nice person under all that.
What are you... You're an odd duck.
Looks like you've gone back to your dopey expression again. I guess you calmed down, huh?
Dopey? Man, you're really harsh, Mira. But yeah, I'm okay now. That's right, I'm fine. I can definitely smile no matter what.
I wonder why Zero decided to lock us up in here anyway.
Right. Seems like too much effort for it to be just a joke.
A lot of money was pumped into this whole thing.
Maybe all of this is supposed to be part of the GCOM experiment? They wanted to investigate how a closed space affected change on emotions, right?
But then why did they want normal people like us to apply? Wouldn't you want people in helpful professions to go to Mars? Like military officials, researchers, other skilled professionals like that.
Maybe the reason they chose civilian subjects is... 'cause they're planning to send those kinds of people to Mars in the future.
That sounds right. Strangers living together on Mars for an extended period of time? What kind of problems would that bring? How would the subjects figure out solutions to the resulting troublesome situations? According to the DCOM staff, that's what the experiment was trying to determine.
Like the chair-bound old man. He put us in a difficult position on purpose, to observe how we'd get out.
The sponsor is a civilian organization that hopes to expand business worldwide. Maybe they expect to be part of a colonization of Mars in the future.
Colonizing Mars?
Hey, have you ever heard this before? If you want to transport live koi from Brazil to Japan, putting only koi fish in an aquarium will result in most of them dying. By adding something to that same container, you won't lose a single one.
What is it?
A piranha.
A piranha?
But how does that even work?
I guess their self-preservation instincts kick in.
I get it. The fish
That's why
become so
she's
afraid of
here.
the piranha that they make an effort to live. That nervous state becomes the power to keep them alive.
Uh-huh. In order to survive, you need that sense of urgency.
I see. So, for an actual Mars mission, it'd be a good idea to have a murderer on the crew, huh? Kidding!
She's like, yep.
Eric, don't say scary things like that.
Oh, so maybe all this stuff is something similar. Living quietly in DCOM becomes boring, so the emotional state will fade. If you intentionally inject a sense of emergency...
A little late, perhaps, but I will now announce the voting results. All three groups have voted for different teams. Therefore, none have been executed. The current death count, 0. I can't say this is an ideal situation for any of us involved. It appears that none of you fully grasp the essence of this game. Think back on the rules you were told. You will remain in the shelter for eternity until 6 people are killed. I will give you one last chance. A single action from you may result in your escape from the depths. What must you do? It's simple. I shall show you. The other two teams are listening to a message just like this one, in their ward's decontamination room.
What?
The construction of all of them are the same. A yellow button exists on the wall in each. Pressing it activates the showers in the other wards, and they will rain down a solution of hydrogen fluoride.
No!
It's not only acidic enough to melt a body, but it even dissolves glass and iron. Explaining what would happen if you were under it seems unnecessary. That button on the wall is your way to freedom. Using it will kill the other teams, and you will obtain the needed X passes to escape. I have one final thing to tell you. The early bird gets the worm. After the first team pushes it, the button will become inactive for both of the other teams. Your time limit is 3 minutes. What will you do? Will you press it or refuse? It is ultimately all up to you to decide.
Oh, we gotta hurry or we'll die!
Don't worry. We need to trust the others.
The others, you say? What the hell do you know?
Hey! Stop! Where did the nice Eric go?
Shut the hell up, you fucking brat!
Why, Eric?
Ah!
Mira?
At least he's quiet now. I'll leave the rest of this up to you.
Huh?
It'll be interesting to see how you handle this.
What?
All right, Mira. Oh, not pressing it. Nope. I refuse.
Seems like the other teams didn't press it either.
I am so glad.
Are we safe?
Who really knows?
Mira? What? Watch where you're staring!
It seems there may be a misunderstanding, so I shall clear it up for you. I never said the showers would activate as soon as the button was pressed. Which means you've yet to learn whether the button has been activated by someone or not.
What? Then...
We'll have to wake up to find out if we're alive or not.
Now, it is time for you to sleep. When next you wake, know that you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes. Pleasant dreams.
No!
That's a no. Okay. Now we have unlocked existing, apparently. These are all the options where you press the button, where you just kill the others and get out. So... yeah, apparently there's no new thing in everyone's timeline. All right. Interesting. So all the ones that aren't tagged with new, we have played at least once. So... This is the one where we do inject Radical 6, where Mira then proceeds to kill the other two. And then in this timeline, the suppression room, they also all die for some reason. Huh. I do want to try a new fragment, though. That's been there previously. Like, not the one that we just created. Just knock out all the immediately available fragments.
This is...
Oh, but we do have all these timelines now that are immediately after the first results. And then create the next respective timeline. So, the colors of the teams in them also suggests, like, who died for each timeline. If this is the only timeline where all of the teams are alive, that means obviously that the order of branches is the same as the order of bubbles up here. Because there's no red here, there's no green here, and there's no blue here. The teams are dead in the other timeline.
The rec room.
It's the new year.
Huh. The vote was at 13:30, so we slept for over 10.5 hours.
Well, not necessarily.
Right. Zero explained it earlier.
Once 90 minutes are up, an injector in your bracelet will activate. An anesthetic and an agent to erase your memories will be administered.
We might have just forgotten we did.
So, we've woken up a bunch of times already?
Something horrible could have happened, and we don't remember it.
And I can't even think about it without getting chills. No good. It's locked.
So it's like usual, and we're trapped?
How about a drink to pass time then? There's a lot of things we can do here.
Junpei, in 90 minutes, we'll...
I'm kidding.
When you said drink, did you?
Well, we are 22, you know. I'm no longer that little boy who played Old Maid with you years ago.
Is that so? True. Looks, tastes, and other superficial things change with time. But there must be something inside you that's still the same. Swimming, going to festivals, getting into snowball fights in the schoolyard. During the incident with the rabbits, you protected me, didn't you?
What about it?
The Junpei from back then, he must be somewhere.
Says the one of us who changed first. No. You might not have changed at all. It's just me seeing things I missed before.
Let me tell you something, Junpei. Say what you need to, while there's time to say it.
Oh, Carlos!
The hell? You make it sound like I'm some brat who lies to himself.
Once, I couldn't save my parents because of my inexperience.
You?
Wait, you weren't a firefighter then?
I was 18. I'd only just passed the test. I'd come home after buying a birthday present for my sister. At that point, I'd arrived before the fire department had. That's why
Carlos, I'm here!
No!
I'm over here!
I managed to save my sister, but not my mother and father. It was because of their support that I could become a firefighter. And I was never able to even thank them. Sorry. I kind of brought the mood down. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I don't want the two of you to end up having any regrets. If you have something to say it while you're alive.
Huh. While we're alive.
Please don't say that. It's bad luck.
Good point. Okay, let's find a way out of here. That is the first step to staying alive.
Yes. Oil 130 milliliters. To get your fried chicken to taste delicious. Fried chicken? What's the hint of measurement in parentheses? Jam 100%. Ah, my sister really likes it. Take some in the morning and you'll be strong, beautiful inside out. Jam 100% pure. You quote that ad all the time. It's like a TV commercial aimed at young girls. Ah, gem, 100% pure. Never thought I'd see it again. Fireplace, okay. Carlos. Ba, ba, ba. Ah! Ah! Wait. 5, 21, 26, 28. Nope. Not a word. Sadman 570. Legend about this bottle. You're not supposed to ever drink it. It's so bad, wine experts everywhere lose their will to live it after tasting it. What's this? Small wooden box. Box. Okay. Sunset 24. Oh, you're shouting to me. Oh, I don't know, Carlos. They're super rare. Can't find them anywhere anymore. I memorized the slogan when I was a kid. The setting sun at 24. A perfect match. Men always wanted to be cool. It's just a cigarette. You have to be 24 to smoke it. Whatever. Said it's rare. Huh. A house of cards. Purpose had taunted us to top of the card so we'd see these. A minus, a plus, and equal sign. Must be math equation. Ace, 8, 3, 10, queen, queen, 9, 9, 4, queen, 5, 8, jack. Ah. Kings are all ripped in half. Weird. Aloha. That thing. Frisbee. Collect 5 coins. Floor storage. Beer. Walking alone at night makes me nervous. Okay. Oh, something stuck in the helmet. Letter chart. Ah! Perfect. This is also interesting. Rules of chess. King, queen, bishop, rook, pawn. Yeah, I know how chess works. Thank you. The chessboard doesn't want to open. Don't see anything keeping it shut. Something off about the word chess. Even chess is mirrored. No, chess sort of look like numbers. 5, 5, 6, 4. Interesting. Dice-shaped buttons already stuck on that you can take it off. I don't want to click them. Extreme slots, okay. Okay, let's solve this first, because we just got the letter chart. So we have S, then we have this one, I, 2 down, okay, N, P? Seems like it. Nope. Pins? This is the letter chart. It's clearly... Oh, it might be the other way around. It might be T, D, VT? No, that makes no sense. Also, they wouldn't like just randomly invert the hint. I think it's supposed to be read exactly the same way. It's like... Oh, maybe it's meant to be written in columns, so it's I, S, N, P. I, S, N, P. Nope. Ah! Stop! Stop this. Stop it. Get some help. Where's that? Yep, we did. Yeah. It's 5, 21, 26, 28. Which is exactly 5, this one, these two. Which makes me very confused, because that doesn't work on it. Why doesn't it work? I don't know. Oh, this thing sticks out. Water. Nice. I don't know how we're even supposed to solve this. Like... Oh, something could fit in there, but I don't think we have it. Nope. What else could it be? SINP. Oh! Spin? Spin! The fuck? Spin! Coin. Woo! 1 coin. Water bottle. Let's put a coin in there and see if that changes anything. Nope, sad, okay. Then I'm still missing something. Oh, of course I can use the matches to light the fireplace. Can I burn the box? I can burn the box. Yeet. One box is burning. Let's put out the fire. Yeah. You can see the ashes of the box. There's the fireplace. It's still really hot. Need something to grab it with. What about this? Fire hook. Yep. Perfect. Haha! I have to poke around. Coin underneath it. So the box was another coin then. Okay, there has to be more. Bunch of records. Card slot. Can I? No? Better live up to its name. Yep. Who doesn't know him? Junpei the Gambler. Calculate is the numbers on the card. Square holds. Has to be something somewhere I missed. Nope. Is this Funya Rimpa? Ah. Juke. Let's do jukebox that travels from bar to bar. At 8:03 exactly plays a song so depressing that whoever listening to commit suicide? Juki, the Grim Reaper of 8:03. What the fuck? candles glued onto the fireplace. Odd. This still is closed. I still have this. Maybe that needs to go somewhere. Came from the roulette wheel. Oh, maybe it needs to go in here. Oh, yes. Make a heart. What do you mean, make a heart? Aha! Jackpot! So, this is puzzle pieces. Oh, these make a heart. Maybe I need to actually make a heart? This could fit here. This could fit there. This could be down here. This could go there. Fit this in there. This big chunk. This has to be obvious where it goes. It can't be here. It kind of has to go there. That's all white. So there isn't a lot of options for that one either. But if that goes there, then where does this go? Here? Then I'm lost about that one again. So it doesn't fit there. No, I don't think this is correct. Maybe? Maybe the big one's wrong. Maybe it needs to go up one? Because then this one could fit here. Yes. Whoops. Just gonna put this here for now. This one could go... What if I put it here instead? And now I could put this here. Could find another place for that later. Put you here. Oh, I can just put it in there. I didn't realize. Turn it around, put it up here, this here, and there we go. Woo! Made a heart shape. Something came out. Coin and calendar. Card calendar. Weird. Let's put the coin in the thing. Yep. And let's deal with this. Maybe I can put it in here. Yes. Music. The dice fell out. Maybe I can put the dice back in? Oh, right! We have basically the same size holes in here. Summon a drink! Okay. A drink has been summoned. I have drinked. Thank you for summoning a drink for me. Just fit perfectly, but nothing's happening. Just 3 digits. Like the locker, we need certain numbers. We have this other hint. If we need a 3-digit number here. If we do need a 3-digit number, I really doubt this is number equation, because it would become a 6-digit number based on this. So I think we want to decode it using the hint we got. The card calendar. So it's GFMA MJJA. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jack and Queen are 11 and 12. So we do have January, that's an 8. January, 8 is August, 3 is March. Jam. So that's, oh, it's the number on the jam. It's 100 minus, and this is October, December, September. Odds. I think it said odds on the wheel. I need to think it was 25 or something. This is September, April, December, May, August, and November. Sad Man. That's the bottle on the shelf. So Sad Man is 570. 570. And then odds is here. 35%. Okay, so it's 35. So 100 minus 35, that is 65 plus 570 is 635. So let's put that in the dice. 635. Yep. That worked. Coin. Hog. Just one more coin. But where would we find... It's probably in the chess puzzle, but... How would we even get to the chess puzzle? We need to open the floor storage somehow. But how? Floor storage. Floor storage. How? We have gotten the coin from this. How would that open? If it hasn't already, I'm a bit confused. Oh! I'm stupid. I can use the fire hook to open it. Wooden hammer. 5, 5, 6, 4. And the 3's crossed out. Five, 5, 6, 4. Bonk. Ah! Nice. So we have a king, we have a tower, and we have a rook, I think. I don't know how these are called again, but we have a this one, we have a this one, and we have a king. Wrong order, of course. I need to put them in the right order. So the rook's first. The bishop is second, and the king is third. So rook, bishop, king. Yep. I also entered a queen early. I'm stupid. 05282126. Number note. Odd. It's open. Let's did open the case. Does it really open the door? Boop. Button. Uh-oh.
The rules to the decision game will now be explained.
The decision game...
Rules?
This decision game utilizes the 3 dice located during the room search.
So, these then.
To begin this game, each player must 1. Everyone in the room will be gunned down.
What?
What? Oh my god. What the hell is this shit? This isn't even a fucking game!
The time limit is 1 minute. If all of the dice are not rolled within that time limit, everyone will be gunned down. Those are all the rules. Good luck to everyone.
What?
What are the odds?
Huh?
The odds will get all the dice to roll a 1.
Oh, it's 1/216th, so about 0.46%.
0.46?
That's not a good.
Guns operational in 30 seconds.
Shit, there's no time. Just roll them.
Ah, god damn it! I can't die here! There's still something I need to say.
Huh?
10.
You still want to propose to her, don't you?
Okay then, here we go.
Come on.
Pray hard. If we pray, then it's gotta...
What? We're putting on a banner and Genshin feels like. Either you roll 3 ones or you die. Yep. Accurate. I wonder when we are. Because we're C team. We aren't the chart yet. But we're either like here, here, or here. You all died.
Wait, that one doesn't count.
Your hand slipped. That was it, right?
Yeah, what she said. You wouldn't mind a little do-over, right? 0? Oh, okay, I guess you're not the mulligan type.
There! Get on the other side of the bar! Hurry! This should work.
The fuck? Are they now all dead?
Now announcing the current casualties. Q-Team, Q, Mira, Eric. D-Team, Diana, Sigma. C-Team, Carlos, Junpei, Akane.
Only Phi lives.
Are now deceased.
Holy shit. Also, what the fuck? No, Junpei couldn't propose. Sad. That's a sad moment right there. What is the alternative in that situation? How do I live? Like, huh? There isn't a timer. I think I can't go there yet. Oh, it's down here. Cool. Wait, huh? What? I'm very confused. What's the other choice? The fuck? How is there another choice? Whoa. That's a room.
These things robots?
Yeah,
Are they real?
I doubt they're model toys.
Hey! Hello? Oh, he's not very friendly.
It's probably just out of power.
Still, why would these things be in this room?
Looking around, I'd say they were being made here.
Made?
Yeah. Zero's probably manufacturing them. It does say this room is manufacturing on the map.
Sigma, why did you get quiet all of a sudden?
Oh, no reason. Damn. It's locked. Guess we're trapped in here.
Again?
Again?
Diana, what time is it?
It's 1810.
There's no use wasting time in a place like this.
Let's
True.
just find some way out of here.
Okay, let's go.
High volt contact. If the robots behind it, they are connected by cords. Something written on it. Contact between the red and blue balls will result in an immediate powerful explosion. Set the timer of the turtles above. I think this is a warning message. Bomb. Explode just from the red and blue balls touching. We better keep our distance. Node 3, manufacturing. Node 2, manufacturing. Lathe. Something on it too. Screwdriver head. They'll explode when they collide together. Wire cutters. Okay. Screwdriver grip. Screwdriver. Whee. Stun gun. Just randomly. Taser. Blueprint. Blueprint. Node 1. Blueprint. Floor storage. Single machine. Well, bzz, bzz, bzz. Failed. So need the correct order. Maybe that's in the notes. That's my memo. Note 1. From the far left. 4 right, 1 left, 2 left, 4 right, 3 left. So 4, 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. One left, 2 left, 4 right, 3 left. Boot up. Nope. Four, 1. Four, 1, 2, 4, 3. Yes. On the far left. 1, 2. Maybe it's this. Maybe they want us to do it like that. Then go back here. No. What? Let's have a look at the other stuff. Cut Betty. Cut Charlie. Red, white, blue. Alex, Betty, Charlie. What? What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Maybe I need to touch this one first and then go through all the motions. Yes. Yes, I think this will work. Huh. The robots are powering up. Woo! 3 of them are activated now. In strange poses. My name is Charlie. I'm only saying this once, so listen up. What's with the start? You're staring. Could you be any ruder, human? Charlie. Betty. Set the timer to 0 seconds, please. Pleasure to meet you, Alex. Ah. Memo. No, so the blueprint said cut Betty. So that's Betty. Huh. They touch that. Let's see for them in this. Red blue balls are a bomb, right? Yes. They are. Change machine. Nothing about this machine. Yeah, don't touch anything, blah blah. No way to open it. Wire cutters. Huh? It can't interact with anything. What would I even unscrew? Huh? Three people controlling it. Don't have any other clues. God only knows. I'm going to set it to 0 seconds. Ah, okay. What's this? The detonation box. Betty's activated the timer inside the box just now. The ignition signal will transmit in 5 minutes. 5 minutes! Damn it, I knew it. We should have never listened to the robot. Can be disarmed if you choose. You only have to cut the correct wires inside. Don't pick the wrong one. The hints to the right wires should be left by the designer. Okay. Blueprint. Back file. Manufacturing. No. Blueprint. Cut Betty for that one. Cut Charlie for that one. I don't know what that is. But white, red, blue. Next Betty. So Betty is red, Charlie is blue. Consists of armored. Cut the wire and then take the cover off. Red wire and the blue one. Tile. I guess this is with the cover on. So cut Betty, which is red. Nothing's happening. That means we got it right. Nice. Does the robot say something else now? Yay, it's off. Woo. Nice. We have done that. The cover's off. The blueprints and notes were used to disarming this. But look, there's still something inside the detonation box. What's... This thing's staring at me. Old model, maybe he feels an affinity? Please take this. What does he have in his... Note. Cut Betty. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Very good. It says cut Charlie in the blueprint we found. Box isn't completely disarmed yet, we need to check inside. If he's this time it's hammers and a pendulum. No, I hammered the pendulum. No, that's not what we want to happen. Causing vibrations along the pendulum is definitely not good. Bolts collide, they'll explode. I live! Somehow we did it. Okay. Pendulum doesn't want... I don't want the pendulums to touch. Means I want to take this off first. Then this. Then I want to take this off. Screws on the other side of the glass. Okay, we removed all of the screws. Once we remove the screws, we'll be able to take this thing off. Nice. Okay, didn't we get a break? How much time do we have left? Love lamp, I drink your milkshake. I am Spartacus Geronimo. That's Doctor Who quotes, is it not? Just a billion Doctor Who quotes. No, what's wrong with this thing? When did it move here? We have the time for this right now. We have to disarm the box first, right? Cut Charlie. Completed. Yes, it's off. Blueprints it hurts. Hold on, there's something in the box, in the back of this box. Ah, damn it. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Here's Johnny and the Doctor Who haha time. Okay. That is Doctor Who quotes. I'm right. Cut Betty. Of the oldest memory. Does that mean the oldest one? Yep. Hey! Woo! We have done it! No death! Hog.
Seems like it went all right.
Let's go. We've been in this creepy room long enough.
Where's Gab?
I don't see him.
Maybe he went off to another ward?
I'll go and check in the prep room.
Why there?
Well, he could be coming through the air vent.
Sigma, did those robots cause you to remember something?
The robots?
The ones we saw when we were in manufacturing. You started acting so strange after we entered that room.
I've made a few before, in the past.
You made
the
robots?
golems.
Well, I mean, all I really made was the outer appearance and the AI. The frame was built somewhere else.
Why did you make them?
It's a long story. Let's just say that it was vital to the completion of my plan. No, maybe that's not quite true. It could have just been my cover. To tell the truth, I was simply lonely.
Aww.
I spent several decades of my life alone, in the middle of a desolate desert. I lived in a facility built deep underground, much like this shelter is. Sometimes an acquaintance stopped by, but that was it. No calls or even emails. It was a place of complete and utter quiet. No rain, no wind, just a buzz that echoed in my ears constantly. Still, it wasn't as if I was all alone at the start. Someone was there to help me for a short while after I started living at the facility. A woman. She was very lovely, kind and gentle. Her name was, well, let's just call her Dee. Dee and I, we lived together for 3 years. We spent the time researching genetics and studying various subjects like quantum mechanics, cosmology, biochemistry, and artificial intelligence. But the woman passed away.
Why?
The facility's environment was very particular. To be brief, it had weak gravity. As a result, an illness developed within her circulatory system. My grief overwhelmed me. 3 years passed, and the pain was as fresh as ever.
So that's why the robots...
I recreated Dee's appearance as best I could. I made her thought patterns match as close as possible.
No!
I spent 25 years completing her. And of course, it was impossible to perfectly replicate everything about Dee. Still, she ended up pretty close. For a robot. I named her Luna. Luna was very devoted to me.
Yeah.
I also found that I truly loved her. Not as a woman, but more like a daughter. Do you hate me?
No, I'd never. I'm just really confused. It took you 25 years to make that robot. Sigma, how old are you?
I'm 67.
No. You must be joking.
Are they meaning to tell me that in the future where he comes from, he met Diana? and then she died, and the reason why Luna is a nurse robot is because Diana is a nurse?
Hey, Diana, Sigma, come here.
Because if that's what he's saying, then oh my god.
I've come up with a plan.
Plan?
He must be holding back so much right now, if I'm right.
Would you bring out the map, Diana? What's beyond the decontamination room?
The hall for the elevator.
So that would mean?
If we open this door, we can get out of here?
But how would we get it open? It's welded shut. Nothing less than a bomb would manage to dent it.
Then, let's use one.
What?
Let's just use a bomb, and boom, the door will be blown away.
Wait, you don't mean...
I saw it too. The bomb detached.
If I remember right, we only need to set the timer and press the start button?
Correct. Once the timer ends, the red and blue balls are released.
When they both touch, that's when it explodes.
Yeah. Okay. Get to it, Sigma.
Huh?
The two of us, we'll see you back in the lounge.
Wait a second. You want me to carry it by myself?
Men lift the heavy stuff. It's been the way of things since olden times.
I'm the old one.
But your body's 22, right?
I'm getting a call. Be a second. Okay. I have returned. My parents just called me.
Don't forget to be careful moving it, okay? If those two balls touch early, we're goners. Diana and I won't have a way out anymore.
Your concern for me is touching.
Okay. Let's go, Diana.
Oh, okay.
For real? All set to go.
Congratulations.
Who the hell made you head honcho?
Call me Boss Fi.
When did you get so high in my...
Boss Fi.
Since birth.
Parents must have been real characters.
Please, you two. More importantly, looks like the timer can only go up to 300 seconds.
5 minutes, huh?
5 minutes is plenty of time to get enough distance.
All right, I'm gonna push the button now. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Run!
I think this is far enough.
How much time is left?
I'd say 4 minutes, 30 no, 20 seconds.
Now announcing the current casualties. C-Team, Carlos, Akane, Junpei.
Yeah.
These 3 are now deceased. As a result, 3 X-passes will be revealed. Fire, crash, 5. That is all.
No. How?
The execution.
What?
You forgot? Diana picked C-Team during the vote at 1330.
Wait, what are you saying? Diana chose to vote for Q-Team. Isn't that right?
What kind of nonsense are you trying to pull? Did you really believe that I wouldn't notice?
0.
What you're doing right now is considered a rule infraction. You are not allowed to leave by means other than the X door. That is one of the game rules.
We never heard that rule before!
As such, I decided I must break the rules as well. Q-Team is on the other side of the decontamination room at this moment. They lie unconscious from being injected with the anesthetic in their bracelets. Just so you know, the bomb you activated is really quite powerful. It's true that if it detonates, the door in the decontamination room will be blasted apart, just as you had planned. At the same time, that means the deaths of the oblivious, slumbering Q-Team. So, what will you do? There are 3 minutes left. You can stop the timer and save Q-Team. Or, leave them to die and make your own escape. The choice is yours.
Hey, wait! Diana!
What the hell was that?
I think it's liquid hydrogen fluoride, or hydrofluoric acid.
The hydrofluoric acid!
It's a powerful acid that can even melt glass or metal.
How do you know that?
I know because I just do.
It doesn't matter. It's definitely some kind of acidic liquid. There's no way we can get inside. This is...
a protective suit.
We can go in if we put this on.
But there's only one.
I'll do it.
No, Diana.
But if someone doesn't go in, Q-Team will...
Then I'll go.
No, I won't let you.
Stop it! We're already too late. Even if someone gets the suit on, we won't make it in time. Come get out of this room. There's no other way.
What are you saying, Sigma?
A Mogus cosplay? Yes. Do I know when we are? No, not for sure. But since Q-Team is alive in this, it might be here. Let's run.
Where's Sigma?
He's still in there.
Sigma! Sigma! What are you doing? Open this door!
I have to do this.
What do you mean?
You would have tried to hold me back if I said I'd go, right?
You lied?
Anyway, there's no
Sigma,
time.
you idiot!
You both need to get as far away as you can.
Stop messing around. You're just gonna die.
That's not it. It's just in case. I won't die. I will save everyone in Q-Team. So...
Sigma! Sigma! Sigma!
Sigma, you idiot! Wow. Anyway, looking at the time, it is quite late. And I think that will be the last fragment for today. Well, I hope you had a good time. Thank you everyone for joining. And I will see you on Friday for Final Fantasy. And then Saturday we probably will play either this or we will play the 2 remaining pages of Zdorika that I haven't touched yet. 2 remaining chapters. The 2 chapters of Aurora. But it's probably going to be ZTD because then I'd have the same problem of figuring out what to do on next Tuesday. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you on Friday. I hope you had a good evening, a good time zone. And yeah. I will see you then. Good night.